Good evening, my wonderful students. We are in our textbook tonight. On page 57, and we are asking more questions about locations. And we're using the question, is there? So we're doing singular, is there? Is there? And the answer is going to be yes, there's, which is the contraction for there is. So the first question, our model up here, is, excuse me, is there a laundromat in this neighborhood? Yes. And the answer is yes, there's a laundromat. There's a laundromat on Main Street, next to the supermarket. So now let's do number one, which is drugstore. Change our pictures here, drugstore. So the question is, excuse me, is there a drugstore in this neighborhood? And the answer, correct, yes, there's a drugstore. How should I do this? There's a drugstore on Main Street, across from the church. So the answer is yes, there's a drugstore on Main Street across from the church. Number two, excuse me, is there a clinic in this neighborhood? Is there a clinic in this neighborhood? And the answer is, and what is this? Between the bank and the barbershop. So the answer is yes, there's a clinic on Main Street between the bank and barbershop. So the answer is yes, there's a clinic on Main Street between the bank and the barbershop. Number three. So department store is like, well, aren't very many open right now. Target is a department store. Many different, kind of like many different stores in one store. So they have appliances and they have women's clothing. So department store. So the first question is what? What is the first question? Excuse me, is there a department store in this neighborhood? And the answer is yes. What is it? It's on. And it is right. Yes, there's a department store. This way. There's a department store on Central Avenue. And what is it? Around the corner from the police station. So yes, there's a department store on Central Avenue around the corner from the police station. Number 4. First question is what? Excuse me. Correct. Excuse me, is there a hair salon in this neighborhood? And the answer is yes, there's a hair salon on Central Avenue. And what is it? Correct. Next to the bakery. Next to the bakery. Number five. Question. Excuse me, is there a bookstore in this neighborhood? And the answer is yes. And what is it? Yes, between. Yes, there's a bookstore on, correct, State Street, between the health club and the cafeteria. So it's between the health club and the cafeteria. Excuse me. So this is going to be the last question. Question number 6. Ready? Here we go. So the question is, excuse me, is there a post office in this neighborhood? Excuse me, is there a post office in this neighborhood? And the answer is, it's right. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, there's a post office on State Street across from the train station. So yes, there's a post office on State Street across from the train station. Very nice practice.